Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here today. This is one of my favorite topics to share with people, so I'm quite excited to share with you today. But first, I'm Michael White. I work for Veeam, and I'm the guy that likes to empower companies to survive difficult times, to get through outages that actually stop you from paying your people or stops you from selling your widgets. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about doing that better. So what we're going to talk about is the idea of DR versus BC. And first, we're going to talk about exactly what that is. So DR is disaster recovery. That actually means to recover a server. BC, business continuity, is about recovering a service. So what I have on the screen here is the idea of DR is bringing Exchange back. But BC, or business continuity, is about end users actually being able to connect to Exchange, and that's a very different thing. DR, quite frankly, if that's what you're thinking about, you're going to fail. Because DR really is a way of thinking about bringing things back, bringing Exchange back, restoring the VMs. One of my old employers, their Exchange environment had 26 different virtual machines that were all Exchange. You actually had to bring them back in order, and you had to have things before and after that weren't Exchange occur. So DR bringing back VMs, that's not good enough. My example here is a real-life one that a customer in their testing did. They recovered all of their Exchange VMs and forgot about recovering the domain controller. Business continuity is actually something that means you win because it's recovering services. So in the example I have here, we've got a domain controller, DNS, DHCP, and Exchange all together are recovered. And that means end users can actually connect and work. The whole thing is about putting users back to work. That's what business continuity is. The other thing that's important when you're thinking about business continuity is you don't actually have to bring everything back. Every single application doesn't have to be recovered. Now, what's Veeam doing in this space? Well, what Veeam is doing is we've got a new product. It's not shipping yet. You're actually looking at a screenshot here of it. And this is what I consider the most important screenshot in the application. What it's actually showing you is a failover plan in progress. It's actually showing you a whole bunch of things, and that's actually why I like sharing it. You can actually see that there's some virtual machines that haven't been recovered. So there's a problem. We can see that some virtual machines have, in fact, been recovered. And the other thing that I really like to see, because there's nobody else, there's no other product in the world that does what I'm about to say. You can actually see there that we're checking that Exchange is running. So we're not just saying, hey, this virtual machine is running. We're not saying we can hear the VMware tools. We're not just saying we can ping it. We're actually saying that Veeam has checked and made sure that Exchange is running. And it does that before it continues. The exciting thing there is I've also been playing with the other email that's out there. And we can actually help you to do a script to make sure that other email, sort of called Lotus Notes, if you might remember, or Lotus Domino, you can actually make sure it's running as well, because you can add a script into this product, and it'll make sure that your email server is running, whatever it might be, along with your SQL server that's actually MySQL. Or maybe it's your, I can't think of any other examples, but any kind of software that you guys make, we will actually give you the ability to test and make sure it's actually running as part of the recovery. So it's a very powerful functionality. I should mention, I forgot to mention, that this screen may change by the time we deliver it. I can tell you it was real when I took the screenshot, but there may be small changes when we get to GA. But really, this is the important screen where you can actually see that you're recovering a service instead of a virtual machine. That you're actually putting everything back in place that an end user, whether it be a person at home or in a hotel or in the office, they're actually back a bit, in this example, to send and receive email. But it might actually be to create a purchase order, to sign a check. Now, in summary, because this is, after all, a very short tech talk, you should think not about recovering virtual machines. You shouldn't think about recovering applications. You should really think about recovering services. You should think about end users getting back to work. DR is about bringing a virtual machine back, but BC is about bringing back a service. And then, of course, the last thing to remember is most important is that Veeam can help you be successful with this. So with that, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.